I'm Havoc, and this is Project Ozone 3. We are back here again today. Well, I am back here again today. I'm not joined by Anzaray this time, but that's alright. We are going to work on getting plastic. So, last time we worked on getting this set up, I found, using this core sample drill, a chunk in which has oil, which you'll see right here. And all you do is you take this thing, you plop it inside a chunk boundary, which is, while I'm looking at it, it's showing you the chunk boundary. It's in the corner of it right here, of this chunk. And then you right click it. As long as it has power, which we're using this vibrate capacitor bank to move around, it sends the little thing spiraling down and it pops back out. And you get one of these. Now, there are several, whoops, I placed around. So like this one, this chunk has water. Lots and lots of water, which is pretty useless. We have the aqueous accumulator. There's a chunk that has lava, this one. There's a chunk that has nothing. This one has absolutely nothing. This one also has lava, and this one has nothing. And each of these I just placed inside of the chunks where I took their samples until I found the oil. And once I found the oil, so we are going to work on plastic. Now, in order to get to plastic, we need to take the oil that's in this fluid tank and process it. And we're going to take that oil, let's see, oil, not oil residue, this one maybe? Where's the oil? Galactic Craft oil. From just plain old, let's grab a bucket and see what we can do here. Not a bucket, a bucket. A single one, and this gives me, so it's Galactic Craft oil. Okay. And then the use for this oil is going to be right here in a refinery. It'll give me diesel and LPG. And then the diesel, or the LPG, can then be used to make plastic. And we can make LPG from fuel, which we can make from kerosene, which we can make from the diesel. So the diesel will go into its own little area, and then we can process all of that down. But in the meantime, I can immediately get some LPG by just taking and putting oil into the refinery. So this is what we need to make, and it's actually really cheap. So let's do refinery. Super simple to do, and let's place this down. Now, getting all kinds of stuff over here. No input fluid. Pump fluid into the refinery. Not enough refineries. The refineries need to be stacked on top of each other, ranging from 2 to 4. So that's how you get these each extra tank. And the machine is poorly insulated. 5 of the 6 block faces are exposed to the air, which is probably bad. So let's go ahead and make 3 more of these, and then stack them on top of each other like it says. So that should get rid of the 1. Now the machine is poorly insulated. 17 of 24 block faces are exposed to the air, which waste heat. Ensure no neighboring blocks are air blocks to insulate the machine for better performance. Okay, so let's grab some ender fluid conduit out. And we need to make more of this. Boom, there's a stack. And that's because we're going to be taking fluids out from one side. We're going to be pumping a fluid in from one side. It's probably going to be this one now. So let's see. We're going to do always active. And that should pump this sucker right full of oil. Perfect. So we've got all the oil it needs. Now we are going to need to take out these different fluids as they're processed. And we also need to supply it with heat. Heat can be applied by placing a block that generates heat next to this machine. Think of a vortex tube, fast but requires power, but also lava, slow, and torches very slow. To cool down a machine, remove the heat source, or speed up the process by placing down, and can't see anything else. Okay. Alright, so we need heat sources. It said we could use lava. Well, let's make a few lava buckets. It also wanted us to insulate this, so we're going to make it just out of cobble to begin with, because I'm still trying to figure this out. I have done this in the past, but it has been quite a little while. And I think if we do something like that, and then drop down in here and add our lava in. Whoop, and land right in the lava. That's perfect. So that gets our heat up. Oh, so we're already working. I wonder if it's bad if this thing gets too hot. I don't know. Oh, look at the particles coming out of the top. I guess also that's counts as being exposed to the air. So now we're going to come down through here. Oh, and place the lava at the wrong level and burn our toes off. That's bad. Alright. And now 4 blocks are exposed. Now the heat is going really high. Does that make this go faster? Having more heat? Interesting. Yep, the more heat you apply, the faster it runs. Okay, so we're just gonna surround this thing with lava. It's gonna look really, really weird over here, all this cobble and lava sitting here. But if it works, I'm happy, and we can change things out later. Ouch. You know, it'd be nice if I didn't set my toes on fire every few seconds. And then I needed, whoop, as I almost do it again, 2 more buckets right there. Now I can put that bucket back in there. So I can access these right over here. However, see, no problems. It's because it realizes this conduit is a block, even though, I mean, it's, you know, it's sort of a block. But I can reach around and access this thing. The temperature is just continues to grow even though it reached the top of the bar, which is interesting. I guess that means I get more speed, so this is going to work faster. But we're getting everything, right? We're getting diesel, we're getting kerosene, fuel, and LPG. Now we need to take those products out. And we need to store each of the different ones. You know, what do we use? We may end up just immediately turning everything into LPG, because the LPG is what we're going to use to make the plastic. LP helps if your fingers are in the right spot. LPG. This is going to be used in order to make plastic in the thermopneumatic processing plant. But we're going to make this by turning the fuel into one of these. Alright, so let's make one of these and see what it takes. One of these thermo something other. We need some pressure pipes, and we're probably going to have to apply pressure for this thing to even function. But let's take a look here. No valid ingredients. Machine is poorly insulated. Oh man, we're going to have all kinds of fun with this thing too. So heat. So it's going to require heat just like everything else. All right. It also looks like it requires pressure. Yep. You got to be careful with the pressure. You have to regulate that stuff. What I may end up doing here, rather than setting up a convoluted process, is I want to get this LPG out. The LPG should come out of the top. Yep. As it said there. And I want to get a fluid filter. Actually, probably a couple here. And we're going to set one of these to whitelist the LPG, and one of these, actually no. Let's see here. We're definitely going to need one to whitelist, but I don't even know if we need this other one here just yet, because what I want to do, yes. So we're going to add the conduit, and that's going to add the fluid. Okay, and we want this one to be insert. Which one of these has the this one? And yes, so it has the LPG as the insert. Now what I want to do is tell this thing, hey, go ahead and pull that LPG out. Change all of these from insert so that nothing weird is going on. Each of these are going to pull out. Now we're going to need to heat this thing up and supply it with coal as well. So we're going to need item conduits. So we're going to place that there, and we can just do a crate for now with some coal in it. And this is going to be always active, and this is going to be insert. And there's no need for filters here because there's only one item type going in, and that is coal. So now, with coal and LPG, we need to heat it up, and we need to supply pressure. And we also need to take the other fluid out. So it looks like the kerosene's on this side, which means we're going to be taking the liquid plastic out over here. And then the plastic is going to go straight into a plastic mixer right here. And then we're going to make gray. I don't know if you even need any colors in order to make gray plastic. Boy, we're going to need all kinds of crazy stuff. Yes, so this is what we want. We want the gray plastic. And it looks like we probably will have to put different colors in. And we also need to heat this thing up. Or do we? It may not need to heat up. Requires or produces heat. Okay, so we're going to wait on that because we're not even doing anything yet. I want, this is item conduit, isn't it? No, okay, it's ender fluid conduit, good. We want to insert to there, export from here, always active. And now we need to heat this thing up, which we're going to do some from the bottom down here. Also, we can put that in there. I don't need to carry that around right now. Alright, we need another lava bucket. Like so. That's going to flow out of the world. We'll stop that. So it's running right now. That's all it needed. We're making liquid plastic, which is awesome. And it makes a lot very quickly. Okay. So, gray plastic, lock selection. we need some different things. Rose red, lapis, and cactus green. Gray plastic. Holy cow, and just look at it go. So it doesn't require any heat for this thing to run. And that makes sense because we're trying to solidify the plastic, right? So it will be using up heat. But I'm going to need more rose red. Definitely. We'll put an entire stack into there. And lapis. How do we make lapis out of this? There we go. We'll put an entire stack or close to it. Yeah, because there's already some in there. Perfect. So now we need to improve the process of getting our LPG because we don't have a lot. And it's going to stop when these things fill up. Is this not functioning anymore? The temperature has gone too low. Whoa. Why did all this become obsidian? Did I miss something? Does this slowly cool off the lava until it becomes obsidian? Because if it does, that's crazy. Hilarious. And also crazy. So, what's a better way to supply this thing with heat then? It says a vortex tube. Let's look up a vortex tube. This thing. Sneak for info. Splits incoming air into hot and cold components. One side will be heated, the other side will be cooled. Its air usage is dependent on the pressure. Mind that heat will slowly leak between the hot and cold sides. So, it's more efficient to vent the cold side. Vent the cold side when you want to utilize the heat, and vice versa when you want to utilize the cold. Okay. So. Oh, it even gets rid of the heat down here. Alright, so we're going to need to figure out a little something here. Lava's not the answer, and making a cobble mess is. It works for a short amount of time. Alright, let's pick those up. So, we're going to want to place this thing down. Okay, got it. So, one side is hot, one side is cold. Okay. We're going to need to turn this thing. Can I do that with this hammer? Yes. Hello? Is it just not ever going to... There we go. You got to click different sides. That's a little bit silly. But wait a minute. Now it's not showing it anymore. Hopefully, it still works. And I'm going to want some more of these. So, at pneumatic craft, we're going to need a way in which to power these things. An air compressor, an advanced air compressor sounds really nice, but we don't have those things yet. So let's see. If I place this... Oh, we're unlocking stuff. Holy cow. That was the key to it all. Goodness gracious. Alright, so... Okay, thank you. Are we applying... So this side looks like it's getting colder. But the other side doesn't look like it's getting warmer. Right, so this is the southern face. And you see the southern face... Oh, so the temperature's going up. 30 degrees Celsius. And is that transmitting into this? It sure is. So if I place down another one and turn it around, and give it some air pressure. Is it going to do the same? And is this going to compound the effect? I think it will. So I think this is probably, maybe, hopefully, could be. There's a chance that this works. And I say all that very silly like because I am familiar with pneumatic in that I have maybe messed with it a couple of times. So I have limited knowledge. And I probably cannot rotate that one until I rotate this one. Thinking out loud here. I figured it out, by the way. You click on this side, it rotates it this way around. Click on the top, it spins it around the different axes. That's how that works, in case you're wondering. What was that? We had an air leak. It's okay, I fixed it. Alright, so now the question is, this thing is dangerous because if you just leave enough in here, it keeps burning it and eventually it hits the red and it can explode and do a lot of damage. And at this point it kind of looks like with just one it's not enough. So at pneumatic let's see if we can make another couple of these. And fire them up. This is very interesting. So the other issue here is that now we've exposed all of these faces again. It's going to have a cow. And I want to use something that looks a little bit better, but we can also see through. So I'm thinking like this steel scaffolding will help this look a little bit better. If I build it up like so, I can still kind of look through and I can see. I mean, you can't really look through, I guess. You can sort of see through it. But that still provides these without sides, and it's going to say something about 5 of the 24 sides being exposed. So I've got an idea, actually. We've got glass. We have some really nice looking glass. And then something like that. Apply more heat by adding blocks that generate heat around this machine. So can't just do more lava. I guess I could add more of these in. I mean, they're heating up. They're just taking, you know, a little bit of time. And that is heating this thing up. But every time it heats up, it creates does one process and then drops down. And then this thing is going to need some heat to run as well. But we're utilizing a lot of the sides of this thing. So it might be a good idea to set up this slightly different. And that we need more heat. We need heat faster. We need more of these vortex tubes. Right over here. And I could even sneak in, I don't have to use a dedicated side for inputting this because this is filtered. Nothing else is going to go in here except for the LPG. So I could simply run this ender conduit. That's item conduit. We're looking for ender fluid conduit. Here we are. Can run this right here. And that should still accomplish the same thing of keeping this full on oil when I tell that it can insert. And yes, it stays full on oil. This doesn't try and fill with oil because I have a filter here. That allows me to set up a better way of doing this, and that is going to be that we are going to attempt to get as many of these sides covered with the what is it called? Vortex tube, right? Vortex, yes, Vortex tube. We're going to try and cover as many sides as possible with this lovely little block here. And even the top up here. So we're going to do like so. Now, I'm going to change it up and add the pressure tube right up here. And that allows all of these to get hooked up. And all of the heat sides are facing in, all of the cold sides are facing out. So now all I want to do is remove these pipes. I don't know why, but it makes me nervous when it sprays out. I feel like I need to move out of the way. It's silly. We're gonna actually, we probably could have kept those here and place even more vortex tubes because I don't want this to take forever. What am I missing? Those right there. Now, we can just come down this side as well. And then I guess I can leave the things here. Let's stop that from blowing out. I don't like that. And give each one of these a little bit of fuel. Now, because these machines are consuming the pressure, I think it's okay. And it doesn't, I don't have to worry about this thing overloading. Now, I also needed another one of those fancy machines. Probably a good idea to do like I did before and put it on the bottom and rotate it around for the heat side up. And I don't want to see the void beneath here. It'll make me feel concerned. So we're going to drop this down. It will make me feel a little unnerved. Even though I have a jetpack on, you never know when the jetpack's going to run out of power. And you'll just plummet. There. Now that will slowly heat this thing up. How's this doing? We're running again? Yeah, we are. Ooh. Apply more heat. Gotcha. Is it just that we don't have enough? I think we don't have enough of the air compressors to provide pressure to all of this because we have so many machines now. I'm just playing with fire right now. I'm just waiting for this stuff to explode. We may look into getting the advanced compressor as well. Possibly that works better. Let's grab a little more coal. I don't think I have to worry about this thing exploding because we're consuming every bit of the pressure that I'm producing right now. I say that and then I keep adding more of these machines. Okay, so I think that will start making a difference. Yeah, so the temperature's rising significantly again. We don't need these steel blocks down here anymore. We've made it look like a monstrosity with all these vortex tubes. Excuse me. So, is this heating up anymore? It kind of looks... See, it's hard for me to tell if this is producing enough pressure And I don't know enough about this mod to really know. Let's drop down here and see. Now I can see this. Oh, this one, I have to have that block behind it empty so it can vent, I do believe. That might have been an issue with what I was doing there. It might have been causing a problem because I didn't have the cold side able to release the temperature. Yeah, so I think that helps. I said I don't like seeing the void down there, and I put a block, and what that did is made the cold side keep getting colder without venting. Oh, and that's going to happen right there as well. I think what we need to do is maybe stretch it out this way. There. Now we've got a bunch of them in. It's processing. Every time it ticks up to 100, it's going to produce a little bit more of these, but it's also going to produce some more kerosene. Now this is just incredibly slow though. This is going to be the problem here. And I don't need to access this machine. The only thing I need out of it is put coal in it, put LPG, and then pull out the plastic. Now I also, whoops, what I need to do is get a bucket of the liquid plastic here and take that plastic and create a filter, because I can pull out of the same side, pull the plastic out and put it over here once I have a filter down for that. I just need, actually I don't think this thing can accept anything but plastic, so what we can do here is just say, hey, go ahead and extract. Whenever it makes plastic, it can't go into any of those. It can't go into there, that's already got oil, and that's extract only, so it should only go into here, which means I have all of the other sides of this little thing to add more of the Vortex tubes. And that's what we're gonna do. Gonna do one right here, one right here, and one right here. Then we just gotta orient them. There we go. Now I also need to send this piping around there, and it connects to the bottom, so I could have just done that. Now each one of these will vent the cold air pressure out to the open sides, and they will push the heat into here. Oh yeah, look at the heat. It's already raising very quickly, which is perfect. So we've got our plastic. Let's go ahead and add these in. We've got our plastic process set up. I just want to make sure one last time that this is actually going to work. And I guess I could have put one more on top, but then I can't access it. I also don't want it to have a cow about that face being exposed, so I'm going to put a conduit on top of it just for the silliness. Oh wait, this thing also requires pressure. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's not just heat for it to function. Then we're going to need to place that. Can you not connect to the top? Because that might be a problem. Okay, so then if that's the case, can we connect to one side of this? Yes. So that will apply the pressure, and it immediately starts again. Got it. Alright, well, we have to leave one side open for that, but I'll also be able to access it from this side, which means we can place this here and go ahead and set that up. So we get the temperature, we get pressure, and it starts making plastic. Then the plastic should flow over there. It's working. All right, I feel like that's a pretty good spot to end the episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to hit the like button, and if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all next time.